What if your life story wasn't just your story? What if it was also the story of your country? I don't mean just running side by side, but like literally physically connected. Today, we're diving into a novel that takes this absolutely wild idea and just runs with it, creating a story that is the soul, the chaos, and the magic of a brand new nation. All right, let's set the scene. The year is 1981. A book drops that's about to, and I mean completely change the game for literature and capture the entire world's imagination. That novel is Salman Rushdie's Midnight's Children. And wow, the reaction was instant. It didn't just, get good reviews. It won the big one, the prestigious Booker Prize. You can totally see why. Critics were just blown away by its wildly creative story and its vibrant language. They knew it was one of the most brilliant books ever written about what it means to form an identity after colonialism. So this all leads to the big question, right? How on earth can one guy's life possibly tell the story of a whole country? How did Rushdie pull off weaving a single life into the huge, messy, amazing history of modern India? The answer? Well, it's literally magic. Okay, so it all kicks off with our main guy, our narrator, whose life is tied to his country's destiny right from his very first breath. Let me introduce you to Saleem Sinai. He's born at the exact stroke of midnight on August 15th, 1947, the very moment India becomes an independent nation. And this isn't just a cute metaphor. He is quite literally a child of the nation, which means his personal story and India's public history are completely tangled up together. And as Saleem grows up, so does India. His childhood in Bombay, it's all about that early hope, that feeling that anything is possible for this new country. But then, as he gets older, his life starts to reflect all the chaos and the turmoil, the political conflicts, the wars, the painful split that created Pakistan and Bangladesh. Seriously, every major thing that happens to him has a huge national event happening right alongside it. But here's the thing. This is not your standard history book. Not even close. Rushdie does something really cool here, using a special literary style to mix the real world with the totally unbelievable. And that secret sauce? It's a thing called magical realism. Basically, it's where totally fantastical stuff happens, but everyone in the story just treats it like it's no big deal, just another Tuesday. And that is the key to this whole book. It lets him smash together history, myth, and personal memories all in one amazing mix. And get this, Saleem's not alone. Turns out, a whopping 1,001 kids were born in that very first hour of India's independence. And every single one of them, every Midnight's child, has some kind of unique, supernatural power. So what about Saleem's powers? Well, they're super important. First, he's telepathic, so he can literally hear what all the other kids are thinking, like a big national conference call happening inside his head. And he's got this incredible sense of smell, like he can sniff out feelings and secrets. But again, this isn't just for fun. These powers are how Rushdie lets Saleem tap right into the heartbeat of an entire generation. Okay, so we've got magical kids, we've got history, where is this all going, what's the point? It all builds up to the book's biggest, most powerful idea, that a single human body can be a map for an entire country. Check this out. In the beginning, that telepathic connection he has, that's like the dream of a united, diverse India. All these different voices talking to each other, all is one. But then, things start to go wrong. Saleem's body literally starts to crack and fall apart. And that physically falling apart, it's a direct mirror of the country being torn apart by the partition. His body breaking down is the nation breaking down. And just when you think you've got it figured out, there's another layer. See, Saleem is telling us this whole story from memory, and he even admits, hey, I might get some dates and details wrong. So he's what we call an unreliable narrator. But that's not a mistake. Rushdie is doing this on purpose, to say something really important about how we think about history itself. And it makes you wonder, right? If all history is really just a story someone is telling, whose version are we supposed to believe? You got the official textbook version, but then you've got messy, personal, flawed stories like Saleem's. And Rushdie is kind of saying, hey, maybe this messy version is just as true, maybe even more true. So let's wrap this up. Why does this complex, magical, incredible book still matter so much today? What's its legacy? Well, for starters, it was a total game changer for literature from formerly colonized nations. That amazing mix of English and Hindi, it was a celebration of how people really talk. And honestly, it did a better job of capturing the real, messy, beautiful chaos of modern India than any history book ever could. And its influence, it's huge. It's still inspiring writers and thinkers all over the globe. And that kind of brings us to one last thought to chew on. I mean, if one person's life can be a mirror for a whole country, it makes you stop and think about your own life, doesn't it? We're all products of our time, shaped by our own personal history and the big public history we're a part of. So it leaves you with this question: what story does your history tell?